Hey guys, welcome back. Well, it is cold outside, and I'm currently outside because that's where my dust collection is. I did that for 3 reasons. 1, it makes a lot of noise. I don't want that noise inside my shop, so I put it outside. 2, I don't have to put that filter and bag on there. I can just blow it straight outside. 3, it doesn't take up any space in my shop, and I really want as much space in my shop to do other things as possible. So, let's look at how I made this thing. I started out with this. This is really just 4 things, and one of them is a pipe, so kind of 3. That blower, that's the only thing I saved from this assembly. I pulled that blower off, I mounted it to some 2x8s, and I put it up here. Now that's pretty heavy, way heavier than I thought it was. I had to put a 2x4 there, and then on my rickety ladder, which is part of the problem, I was able to push it up there and then screw it into place on that 4x4. That was the first thing I put up. And then there was this plastic ring on this blower already. Well, I just modified that plastic ring, basically cut most of it out, so it would go from this blower straight into the cyclone. Then I taped it with aluminum tape, which is just used for ducting. These 2 are sealed together. You can kind of see what this looks like if you look from the bottom of the cyclone up. It's really just the shape of the outside. There's no pipes in there or anything that does anything crazy, but it is awesome. And it does one amazing thing. When the air comes in, it circulates. And as it circulates, that heavier sawdust falls down, and then the rest of the air goes out. That's the beauty of this cyclone. So the sawdust goes down, the air goes out, and all the sawdust is trapped in this can. All I did with this 55-gallon drum, I cut an 8-inch circle in the top and shoved it up on the bottom of the cyclone. Now I am going to tape that with aluminum tape. I just took it off basically to show you how I take it off and put it on, which is worse than it should be. I'm going to get a better way to do that, but that's what I do right now. And then this piping, I tried to get a fitting that would fit just right, but I found out, man, that pipe fit pretty snug inside that cyclone. I did have to shave it a little bit, then I shoved it into that cyclone hole, and now it's an easy fit. That permanent temporary fix, it'll probably be a temporary fix for the next 10 years. Let's move inside where it's a little warmer. All right, we're on the other side of the wall. So this white tube right here, this is the one that's going to the cyclone. This other tube is a 6-inch flow path, but it would allow to equalize pressure because we're blowing a lot of air out of this shop, which I might be okay with, but in the future, I might not be. So I might be bringing a lot of that air back in, but then I have to filter it, which I'm not super crazy about. The other thing, I put in this stop-start switch. I basically took this off the motor. You can see the wires coming down. I closed up all the holes, just wire nutted the wires together and brought them down to the controller that was originally with this fan. The wiring schematic was on the motor, fairly simple. I modified this little box, which I'll show you over to the side. And then I have a start and stop inside the shop. It sucks the air outside the shop. Once again, those 3 benefits of having outside the shop are met.
Yeah, Tom, we got breaking news. I just saw this guy up here. He was doing a thing.
Hey! And now we got a remote start for our blower motor. So pretty excited about that. All right, guys, let's move on to the piping part that goes on from this white pipe here. All right, all that's left is the piping, which you wouldn't think there's much to talk about with piping, but there's a lot of opinions on piping. I use this 6-inch sewer pipe, which is very commonly used. It's usually green, but I painted it all. Now, I don't recommend painting it before you're all done. Put it all together, make sure it all fits, it's all where you want it to be, and then paint it. That's not what I did, and it was hard to take apart when I made a mistake. You don't have to paint it at all, but if you are going to paint it, wait till the end, and then put it all together. All the fittings I got from Complete Plumbing Source, all the big fittings, specifically the 664Y, because I just can't find that in stores, and Complete Plumbing Source just had it the cheapest. I don't get any kickback from that. I doubt you're going to find it any cheaper than what Complete Plumbing Source has it. All right, so I went from that 6-inch pipe down to this 4-inch pipe. I originally had a very short run and very straight run, but as you'll see over to the side, my saw ran into it. So I had to change the configuration in order to get the full travel of my saw. This is what I ended up with. It comes down 45, 45, 2 more 45s, and then comes down to this blast gate. I really dig these blast gates so far. They're self-cleaning, they're aluminum. They seem like they're going to last forever. I don't anticipate having any problems with them. The only one issue I had is one of them rattles pretty bad as my blower is shutting down, but whatever. As long as it works, I'm going to stick with it. So how did I put all the pipe together? If it's sewer pipe going into a sewer pipe fitting, just press it in there. Press it in as far as it'll go. If you want to feel even better about it, you can tape it with that aluminum tape, but it's a pretty snug fit. If it's this sewer pipe going into the PowerTech fitting, I am going to tape those up just because it's not as tight a fit, and it seems like a little bit of air could leak by. Now these blast gates, use Gorilla Glue on those. I would set the valve up, put Gorilla Glue on it, put the pipe on top, let that dry. Then flip it over, put glue on top of the blast gate, put another pipe on there, and let that dry. If you put the blast gate on top, that glue is just going to run on the inside of your pipe. It's not going to stick the valve, and two, it's going to mess up the inside surface of your pipe, which is no good. Now if it's this flexible tubing, I just use the hose clamps that are meant for those hoses. Past this blast gate, we're going to talk about all that when we talk about the individual components. So I'm going to have two individual components. One, the miter saw, because it deserves its own stand. And then two, it's a table that's going to do everything else for me. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, don't forget to subscribe and share this video, and I'll see you in the next videos. I didn't clean off the sawdust off my pipe because I think it's ironic that I have dust collecting on the outside of my pipe as well as on the inside of my pipe. I don't know. I'm assuming it's static. It's pretty dry in here. But anyway. All right, guys. See you in the next video.